podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our quick publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC on a Friday where nothing is happening. Obviously, everybody is in preparation mode with the third and fourth place playoff of the Copa America tomorrow, and then the finals of both the Euros and the Copa on Sunday. We do have a bit of news that Darwin will not be suspended for the third and fourth place playoff, but he and 10 other Uruguayan players are under investigation for the kerfuffle after the game against Colombia. In order to fill some time and fill some space, we are going to today take a look at Serie A and pick one player from each club, because why not? So again, we're going to pick using the 23-24 cast of Serie A teams, and we are going to go alphabetically, starting with Atalanta. Now, I know he's just torn his ACL, but the answer, I think, is still Giorgio Scalvini. But if you want to rule him out, given the ACL tear, then a very close second is Ederson, who I think would be outstanding in the Premier League. Bologna, it appears like he might go to Arsenal, but he would be perfect for us. Riccardo Calafiori, undoubtedly the choice there. Cagliari. Now, this isn't a particularly strong Cagliari team, it must be pointed out. Last season, they were managed by Claudio Ranieri. They finished 16th and just about survived. It didn't look like they would for a while, but in the end, they did. It's not a very strong team. I do love a bit of Natim Nandez, but he's just moved to Al Qadsia in Saudi, so we probably have to rule him out. Even though I do very much like him. I would be inclined. I'd be inclined to go Matteo Prati, the midfielder. I think he'd be a decent addition, so we'll go with him. Next up then is Empoli. Some half-decent players at Empoli. Again, they had a bit of a rough season and just about stayed up, but they always scout pretty well. They always got somebody that's worth a look. Do you know what? He was there on loan from Cagliari last season. Actually, the last two seasons. He's 28, though. I was going to say Razvan Marin, because I was impressed by him at the Euros. Thought he did well for Romania. 28, though, would make him, I think, too old for us to consider. Aubameyang is there if you want to relive some, glory days of players that didn't quite live up to the billing. How about Liberato Kisheshi, New Zealand left back? We'll go with him just because to move past that club. Moving on to Fiorentina, I'd go Nico Gonzalez. I think he'd be a really good backup to Mo. I know he's got some injury issues and he is 26, so he's not a long-term play if Mo sticks around for, 2 or 3 more years. But I do think Nico Gonzalez is really good. So we're going to go with him. Frosinone, without really giving it much consideration, it's got to be Matthias Sula. I know he's only there on loan from Juve, but it has to be him. He is absolutely brilliant, and I would love to see us make a move for him this summer, because I think he gives you your long-term successor to Mo. Genoa. Now, I would have said Josep Martinez as the backup to Ali. He was so impressive last year. Came through the Barca Academy, went to Las Palmas, went to Red Bull Leipzig, and then moved on to Genoa. But having done really well there, he's been snapped up and he's gone to Inter Milan. Let's see. Johan Vasquez is good. I think he's too short to be a Liverpool centre-back. Albert Gudmundsson is really good. He's probably leaving this summer as well. He's had 2 outstanding seasons, but I think at 27, he's just turned 27, so maybe, but I don't think we would. I think he could do a cheap impression of Firmino in that kind of role. He's a similar profile of player, not the same type, but, he's a 10 who can play as a 9. He's good with his back to goal. He links play really well, and he scores some goals, but it's not quite of the level. So I'll go with Morten Frendrup, who's just an outstanding ball winner. Now, he's not a defensive midfielder. He needs to play with a defensive midfielder. But I do think you'd get away with him and Ali Mack in the midfield too. So I'll go with him. Hellas Verona. So up in the next group of them. Hellas Verona. Did you have last season that would be worth a look? No. Definitely not. No. Juan David Cabal. Yeah, we'll go with Juan David Cabal. I think Inter are linked with him recently. He's very, very good, like a left-footed centre-back who can play left-back. So I'll go with him. Same position, but a significantly more well-known player. We'll go Bastoni from Inter Milan. I do love Lautaro Martinez, but Bastoni is the standout pick there. Juventus. The one I really want is Sula, but we've picked him for a different club, for Frosinone. So this Juve squad doesn't exactly fill me with positivity. There's a lot of dross has been accumulated by Juventus in recent years. Don't want any of the defenders that were there last year. I do like Fagioli, and I really like Fabio Moretti. Tends to go with him. I like Carlos Alcaraz that was there on loan from Southampton. Do you know what? We'll go Kenan Yildiz, the young Turkish attacker. I think he's going to be very, very good. So we'll go with him. Lazio are next on our list. Obviously, they've got themselves a new manager, but we're going on last season. I mean, I do like Rovella, the defensive midfielder. I'm inclined to say Nicolo Rovella from Lazio. I think he's there. Is he there on loan with an obligation to buy? Yeah, I'm sure you could conditional obligation. I'm sure you could muscle your way in there and steal him away. The other one I like is Diego Gonzalez, the young Paraguayan. He looks interesting, but we'll go with Rovella, who was it when he was 21? 22 now. We'll go with him. Lecce always have one or two interesting players knocking around. We'll go Patrick Dorgu, the Danish left back. He's got something about him. 6'2", quick, good on the ball. Still learning defensively, but he's only 19, so we'll go with him. AC Milan, the obvious one is Rafael Leao. But I do like Malik Thiaw. I think my favourite player at the club, though, is Theo Hernandez. So I'm going to go Theo Hernandez. Yeah, we'll go Theo Hernandez and upgrade our left-back spot. Monza. We've got Monza, Napoli, Roma, Salernitana, Sassuolo, Torino, and Udinese left. I already know who I'm taking from Udinese. Monza. Let's see. A very good season last year. Finished 12th after, they're really new in the division, so they have gotten themselves into a decent situation quite quickly. Colpani looks good, but don't think he moves the needle for us. Valentin Carboni was there on loan, so I might just go with him. Might just go with Valentin Carboni because he's Argentinian and he's really talented. Napoli, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia without a shadow of a doubt. On to Roma then. I am going to say player that was there on loan from Juve is Huijsen, the centre-back. We'll go with him. I do very much like him. Salernitana. It's always one or two decent players here. They seem to scout quite well. It was them that brought Ederson to Euro. They've got a lot of older players is the thing. Like Andreva is there and Jerome Boateng is there. Guillermo Ochoa was there last year. Federico Fazio was there. Lots and lots of older players. We'll go... Oh, this guy's already moved. I was going to say we'd go with Chuana, the forward player, the young French forward, but he's joined Lazio, so that rules him out. Just going to stick to type. We're going to go with an Argentine, Marco Pellegrini, centre-back. He'll do just fine. Sassuolo up next. Berardi is a backup to Mo, but he's past the point where you would. He's 29. Still a good player. It's a grim squad. It's a bit of a grim squad, if I'm honest. They were relegated, so it's not overly surprising. There's literally nobody that stands out to me in that squad that I would take. So we're just going to rescue Berardi from relegation, and we're going to bring him in as the backup to Mo. Torino. I think Buongiorno would make sense for us, but he is going to Napoli, isn't he? So that would rule him out. Got a couple of good players, though. Per Schurz is there. Wouldn't take him, but he's there. He's been linked to us in the past. Vanya Milinkovic-Savic. Sergei's brother. See if he's got any more ambition than his brother. He's established himself as a good goalkeeper over the last few years. Samuel Ricky's the one to probably go and get the midfielder. He's a good player. Yeah, we'll go with him. And then Udinese, I think this is an easy enough one. Like, it's not a particularly strong squad, but to be fair, there's actually a couple of players I do like. There is Festi Obazelli, James Abankwa, purely because they're both Irish. I do like Nehuen Perez, but I think his partner at centre-back, Jacobijo, is the one to get. Not as a starter necessarily for us, but certainly as a very, very good squad player. I'll go with him. And there we go. That's us through Serie A. Right. This is Anfield. Jurgen Klopp's new role at Liverpool confirmed. And he says he's really proud. So Jurgen Klopp has agreed to become an honorary ambassador for the LFC Foundation, with his commitment to the club's official charity continuing following his departure as Reds boss. So he'd been an ambassador while he was at the club, and he's agreed to be an honorary ambassador while no longer at the club. So that's always good and positive. There's a piece here, how Arne Slot can get the best out of Dominic Szoboszlai, written by Joanna Durkin. There's a piece about Darwin. England's plan for Gareth Southgate is not good news for Trent. So I want to say Matt Lowe and someone else reported that England plan to keep Southgate regardless of the result on a Sunday. In which case Trent should probably just do a Ben White and refuse to go and play, because why would you waste your time? Highly rated Liverpool youngster spotted in pre-season earns a call-up for under €19. That is Kieran Morrison, who has been training with the first team and has been called up to represent Northern Ireland at this summer's under 19 Euros. 5 things spotted as Mo Salah attracts pre-season audience, and Bobby Clark appears. So Hogan and Hughes, Billy Hogan and Richard Hughes were seen kind of out speaking to some of the players and being active, which is good. Bobby Clark is back in the building. He's not training yet, but he has been seen, which is positive. He's potentially going out on loan. Salah and Endo have returned. 2 youngsters remain in training, Harvey Blair and Lucas Stevenson. I think both of them are expected to go out on loan. Salah and Tsimikas back together. It's quite the bromance. Quite the bromance. Roy Hodgson once sold the wrong player at Liverpool FC. This is written by Sam Milne. Roy Hodgson only lasted 6 months as Liverpool boss, but he still managed to make some serious faux pas at his time with the Reds. His mistakes were many, and one less well-known blunder came when Hodgson mistakenly sold the wrong player to his former club Fulham in the summer of 2010. With Hodgson intent on signing Paul Konchesky, Liverpool offered $3.5 million along with Laurie Della Valle and Alexander Kasanaklik. However, Hodgson didn't realise the latter was being sold until it was too late. Before I signed for Fulham, I had a conversation with Roy Hodgson on the phone where we concluded that he replaced the wrong Alex. In his head, he was trading away another Alex for Konchesky, but it was too late. It was a bit funny. What other Alex was there? Peace doesn't suggest which Alex it might have been. That might just be a story that a player tells that isn't fully true, but wouldn't be at all surprising, to be fair. Let's see. A couple of pieces of the coaching staff here, so we'll check them. Obviously, Virgil made some comments about, wanting to assess his future. I would say he potentially wants some guarantees from the club regarding not having to play as many games. But the hope, obviously, also is that he'll retire from international football. Liverpool's injury worries have been well documented, and the need for that to change is not lost on supporters. The expectation is the new lead physical performance coach will be key. This is under an article entitled "Liverpool hired specialist for one of the most successful performance departments in world football." So this is about Ruben Peters. Player availability levels, while Slot and Peters were at Feyenoord, were above 90%, which is a long way from where we have been in recent years. Liverpool confirmed fourth addition to Arne Slot's backroom staff. It's Aaron Briggs coming in as the club's new elite developmental coach, coming in from Man City. I mean, that's pretty much everything, Paul. This is Anfield, so we'll go to Anfield Watch. Liverpool priority signing named. This is nonsense about us maybe moving for João Neves. It's from a crap source in Portugal. Throw it in the bin. Liverpool named as rivals to Manchester United and Juventus for versatile 30 million Turkey star. That is Kadioglu, the Turkish left-back. Ex-Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp responds to approach from US Soccer to take head coach role. I wonder, is Jurgen's technically still contracted to us for the next 2 years. And because he wasn't fired, I wonder if a club, if he were to take a job in the next year, say, would we be entitled to compensation? Now, it's possible we just waive it as a matter of, as a gesture of goodwill, but I wonder. There's a piece about Thiago and his potential to go to Barca as a coach. Son of Premier League legend leaves Liverpool to go join Hull. That is Jagielka's kid. There's a couple of pieces about Kloppo. Piece about Virgil. Transfer news today. 50.5 million Gleison Bremer bid. Not going to happen. Ederson, Eze, and signing imminent. Okay. Gamoa apparently is the correct pronunciation of Rio's surname. Gamoa. But I'm going to wait and hear someone else say it before I am kind of commit to it. I'll get it wrong anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But, it's nice to be nice. Ali Slot faces awkward Virgil van Dijk decision as Liverpool summer talks on the cards. There's no real decision to make. This is Liverpool.com. There is not a whole lot going on. We've got more nonsense from Jonathan Morley. Piece about Coutinho. Piece about Darwin. Liverpool stands on triggering release clause for Kevin De Bruyne replacements. That's a piece about Dani Olmo. Another piece about Dani Olmo. Piece about Mo. 15 pieces about Darwin chasing Colombia people with a chair. What's our friend Dave O.C. Cop got for us? There's a piece about Jurgen taking on his new role. Thiago allegedly has been spotted at Barcelona. Barcelona received stern warning over interest in Liverpool linked forward. It's Nico Williams, but I want to see what the stern warning they got was. There's a piece about Darwin, another piece about Darwin. Liverpool unlikely to sign resurgent Wolves star. We'll check that one. It's a piece about Olmo, a piece about young Jagielka. Arne Slot reportedly very keen on signing Dutch midfield star. Well, he's not going to have much say, but it looks like Theon Koopmeiners. Let's see. Yeah, it is Theon Koopmeiners. Yeah, no thanks. Former Anfield favourite hints at availability for Arne Slot's staff. Oh, Dirk Kuyt. Okay. I mean, I don't think he's saying he wants to come and coach, is he? I think he's just saying if Liverpool ever need anything, he's available. Isn't Dirk a manager? I could have sworn Dirk was a manager in his own right. Yeah, he's managing a club in the Belgian Pro League. So why would he? He got them promoted. Why would he leave? That's seen as silly. Fabrizio Romano clears air on Virgil van Dijk comments. Who cares what Fabrizio Romano has to say? He's making things up as he goes along. Barcelona receives stern warning. Okay, so this is just the president of Athletic Bilbao saying that, they don't have to sell him, they want to keep him, yada, yada, yada. Basically just saying if you want him, you have to go and pay his buyout. Liverpool unlikely to sign resurgent Wolves star. This was written by Moses. They did a hell of an effort to cross the Red Sea and then write this article. Oh, well, Graham Bailey. Graham Bailey. Please be serious with your articles, Dick. Happy citing Graham Bailey as a source. The fella wouldn't know his arse from his elbow. Liverpool face nervous wait as potential ban looms over Darwin Núñez, according to AnfieldIndex.com. There's another piece about Darwin. There is a piece about Kadioglu, a piece about Arne, and a piece about Kloppo turning down the men's national team. And then podcast-wise, it's just a lot of me at the moment. And I do apologise. It is just a lot of me. But people are on holidays. People are busy. And a lot of the podcasts we do are kind of game-specific. So, the Under Pressure boys, there's nothing to actually analyse at the moment. But hopefully, we'll be getting some new pods coming up. I'm going to put it in the group that, maybe a fatigue index to discuss pre-season methods. Potentially the Minefield boys will throw something together. We'll get some stuff coming for you. But for the moment, you've got me every day. You've got the Euros pod on Pro and on EPL Index. You've got the daily, the Two-Footed podcast. You want to go and listen to that every day. And we had hoped to get a buzz done, but there's just not going to be time because Trev is away. But there is, I'm told reliably from my sources, there is a great stories coming, which I know is not Anfield Index related, but it's Trev Downey related, and therefore you should listen to it. So do check out the great stories. Check out Buzz. Check out all the stuff. It's all good. It is all good. So go and listen to it. And I'll be back tomorrow. And Sunday. And Monday. And Tuesday. And Wednesday. And Thursday. And Friday. And you probably have the picture by now. See you then. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.
Sports Social Podcast Network.